Chapter 1. The Sleepless Nights. Little Alex resided in a cozy, moonlight chamber of a charming suburban home. A typical youngster, Alex had a head full of curls and eyes as inquisitive as a cat. But there was one major difference. He couldn't sleep. Alex would lay awake, fixated on the ceiling, night after night, consumed by a deluge of thoughts and anxieties that seemed to intensify in the stillness of the night. The effects of the sleep deprivation were becoming apparent. The previously lively energy that used to fill their days had now diminished to a mere shadow, and Alex's academic performance deteriorated as a result. Friendships so got strained, unions were as often as breathes, and dark circles had settled into a permanent appearance under Alex's eyes. Warm milk before bed and calming bedtime tales weren't helping Alex's parents get him to sleep. Even after seeing many physicians, they all came to the same conclusion. Alex was in good physical condition. It was mental, not physical, that the issue lay. Alex had trouble focusing in class and would often find themselves daydreaming or fighting to keep their eyes open. When Alex's friends would notice that he seemed exhausted all the time, he would never be able to explain the sleepless nights. Feeling stuck in a vicious cycle of restless nights and tiresome days, the youngster felt lonely and alone. While Alex tore themselves apart in bed on a particularly bad night, a notion occurred to them. Maybe there was an unanticipated, uncharted area where the solution may be found. Motivated by this notion, Alex chose to explore the ancient attic, the only part of the home that had remained a mystery. The musty aroma of almost books had long forgotten. Memories filled the air as the creaking attic door swung wide. The area was cluttered with boxes and uncovered antique furniture as Alex looked about. An empty trunk rested in the corner, under a weathered window. Alex went over and opened it, drawn to it, almost like a magnet. There was a cushion inside, among other ancient knickknacks. This cushion was unlike any other. Intricate designs were stitched into it, and it gave out a gentle, reassuring light. Just as Alex extended his hand to touch it, a kind and reassuring voice echoed through the room. "Greetings, Alex. You've been on my mind." Alex spun around, startled to see that the voice was emanating from the pillow. Alex was about to go on a remarkable adventure that would reveal the wonders and mysteries of sleep. As it crested the horizon, the sunbeams illuminated Alex's chamber, bathing it in a comforting light. Alex was apprehensive as he welcomed the day, even though it was a gorgeous morning. After the confusing night with the talking pillow, Alex felt more tired than ever before as he confronted the challenges of the day ahead. In Alex's mind, school was a haze. The voices of the teachers blended into a single repetitive drone, and the words of Alex's worn-out textbook seemed to dance over the pages. Not only had Alex's cognition been dulled by lack of sleep, but the child's soul had also been diminished. A slouched figure fighting for consciousness stood in class where an enthusiastic hand had before been raised. Alex, who was too exhausted to participate in the recess activities, sat alone on a seat and watched the other kids play. Classmates' jubilant cries and laughing seemed far away, as if they were from another planet, one in which getting enough sleep was not a pipe dream. Even at home, nothing had changed. Concern for their child's well-being increased as Alex became more reclusive and listless. Concerned murmurs on Alex's health and possible interventions permeated the dinner talk. Every night, Alex would hide in his bedroom, terrified of what the night had in store. No longer a haven, the bedroom now served as a constant reminder of the restless nights that had plagued it. With a heavy heart, Alex gazed out the window, yearning for an escape from the clutches of consciousness. A mixture of dread and optimism settled into Alex's heart as nightfall drew near. A solution to restless evenings had been offered by the talking pillow. Could a pillow, an inanimate item, really provide the answers that Alex sought with such intensity? The pillow was quietly waiting for Alex as he crawled into bed, his heart burdened. The room became dim as the street lamp outside grew long. Solemn shadows as the single light source inside faded. The events of the night before continued to play in Alex's head as they lay there. The finding of the talking pillow was fantastical, not to mention out of the ordinary. The way Alex discovered the cushion was clearly in her mind. Alex found the ancient chest after opting to investigate the long-forgotten attic. The elaborate engravings on this ancient item betrayed its age. The cushion had been the most noticeable of the many items inside. The Alex was drawn to it, not by its physical look, but by the seeming tranquility it exuded. When the pillow first started talking, Alex recalled feeling a mixture of reluctance and astonishment. A peculiar influence was exerted on Alex by the soft, almost melodious voice. Similar to a lullaby that calms a fidgety baby, it felt reassuring. As the protector of dreams and slumber, the pillow had posed as Morpheus. It was not your average pillow, as Morpheus had warned. Made with age-old knowledge of the secrets of slumber, it has stood the test of time. Its goal was to locate a person in need, someone who had trouble sleeping at all, and help them get a good night's sleep. The talk with Morpheus had been interesting despite its brevity. The pillow assured Alex that it could impart its knowledge and assist him in embracing the realm of slumber. In the quest for a restful sleep, it whispered of tales to be shared and lessons to be learnt. Even as Alex laid in bed, a flicker of optimism coexisted with the cynicism. Does this magical cushion have what it takes to put an end to restless nights? Despite his reservations, Alex could not resist the allure of the prospect of a good night's sleep, and his curiosity was running high. "Morpheus, are you there?" Alex asked into the darkness as they closed their eyes. "Yes, Alex, I am here," the comforting voice said as a little hush fell over the room. "Are you prepared to begin our adventure together?" In the pitch black, Alex drew a deep breath and nodded, prepared to follow the talking pillow into the uncharted territories of sleep. Morpheus, Alex's talking pillow, started telling its tale in the peaceful atmosphere of his bedroom, broken only by the gentle ticking of a clock. "I am Morpheus," the pillow said in a mild but audible voice. "A band of sage healers made me years ago, and my name is after the Greek deity of dreams. The importance of sleep for the body and mind was acknowledged by them, and they acknowledged its power. My mission in life is to help those who have trouble falling asleep and to lead them gently back to a peaceful night's sleep." Intrigued and bewildered, Alex listened intently. "How can a pillow help with sleep?" Alex inquired, their tongue betraying their doubt. It was as if Morpheus had seen the skepticism coming. "I am more than simply a cushion, Alex. I am a conduit for age-old knowledge about slumber. My forebears bestowed upon me wisdom and anecdotes passed down through the ages. They have the inside scoop on the sleep cycle, the magic of dreams for healing, and the best practices for making your bedroom a restful haven. Moreover, I can assist you in identifying the source of your insomnia and developing a plan to overcome it." The idea was mind-blowing. Alex never dreamed that a pillow could exist that contained generations of knowledge about sleep. Morpheus continued by saying that sleep was more than a simple bodily need. It was an intricate mental and physiological process. During this period, the body could recuperate, the mind could digest the day's experiences, and the spirit could recharge. My goal over the next few evenings is to help you better understand sleep by sharing anecdotes, lessons, and practices. Morpheus spoke softly, assuring the child that they would learn to sleep, and even come to appreciate it as an essential component of their lives. Alex, who was still completely confused, nodded slowly. It was thrilling and terrifying to think that we could finally discover an answer to all those restless nights. Then I propose we set out on our adventure this evening. Morpheus said. "Put your worries to rest while you listen to me speak." welcoming rather than fighting. Yet sleep is the first step toward a decent night's rest. The world outside. The room appeared to fade away as Alex closed their eyes, and the room became quieter. The lullaby-like voice of Morpheus started to spin a narrative of a bygone era when slumber was held in high esteem. And Alex felt a calmness creeping in, which was a first. The stillness with his eyes closed, and his thoughts slowly settling. Morpheus started to speak the first pearl of wisdom to Alex. Alex, the first secret to conquering sleeplessness is understanding the rhythm of sleep. Said Morpheus. Sleep is more than simply a resting condition. It's a process with several steps. There is a distinct function and significance to each phase. Late sleep, deep sleep, and rapid, REM sleep are the three phases that make up a sleep cycle, as Morpheus described them. It is during deep sleep that your body repairs itself. And during REM sleep, your brain processes emotions and memories. According to the cushion, still shrouded in shadow, Alex paid close attention. They were completely unaware of and unconcerned about this knowledge. As Morpheus went on, respecting these cycles is essential for achieving healthy sleep. Both the amount and quality of sleep are important. It is crucial to regular and disturbed sleep cycles. A regular sleep schedule is crucial, Morpheus continued. Establishing regular bedtimes and wake times helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which in turn makes it simpler to nod off and get up when you want to. Maintaining a regular schedule helps you wind down for the night. A new awareness began to dawn on Alex as these thoughts sunk in. Sleep was more than just a way to avoid being awake. It was an intricate and vital process that required careful consideration. The calming and mild voice of Morpheus then offered a realistic course of action. Let your body and mind relax tonight. Drop all of your cares and anxieties for the day. Picture yourself in a serene and peaceful setting. Doing this will set you on the path to a night of peaceful slumber. Following the instructions, Alex let their stress melt away as they imagined themselves on a tranquil meadow under the twinkling stars. The shackles of alertness started to slip away, and after what seemed like an eternity, the temptation to sleep finally triumphed over racing thoughts. Alex still couldn't get rid of his doubts. Even after hearing Morpheus's reassuring words and learning more about sleep, the concept of a talking pillow sharing ancient knowledge on sleep seems like something out of a fantastical story. Still, there they were, having a talk that seemed as genuine as the sun itself. They are truly real. In the dimly lighted room, Alex inquired with a tinge of uncertainty in their voice, as if they were still staring into space. I am as real as the need for sleep in every living being, Morpheus responded, unaffected by the scrutiny. Even if it's hard to believe in me, you have to admit that the dream world is just as fantastic. But at night, you go back to that other realm. It was something that Alex thought about as a part of living. Dreams were acknowledged, even if they existed in a world of possibilities. Perhaps Morpheus was an additional element of that enigmatic realm. All right, pretend I believe you, Alex murmured gently, his words capturing their growing interest. How much more do you have to educate me? How can you put an end to the nightmares I've been having? With an air of self-confidence, Morpheus spoke back. I will show you how to sleep in peace in the evenings that are ahead. Discover the importance of dreams, how to make your bedroom a restful haven, and what you can do about the foods and routines that disrupt your sleep. If you're having trouble falling or staying asleep, I promise to tell you a tale or teach you a lesson every night. Alex felt a spark of optimism ignited by this assurance. The allure of breaking free from the never-ending cycle of restless nights was strong. Maybe if he followed Morpheus's advice, Sleep might become your ally instead of your adversary, a feeling long since forgotten. Eyelids becoming heavy became apparent as the night progressed. Awe and a glimmer of optimism were gradually supplanting the pessimism. Maybe, just maybe, this was the first step towards a future where I slept well and felt refreshed all day long, while being embraced by the gentle members of Morpheus, the talking pillow. Alex drew her to sleep, and they had an new time, buoyed by that positive notion. Chapter 2. The first lesson, the science of sleep. Alex got ready for bed the next night with a renewed feeling of purpose, basking in the moonlight that streamed through the window. Alex rolled over onto his back and looked at Morpheus, who had grown to be a reassuring figure. Tonight, Alex, we explore the magic of sleep. Morpheus started. Understanding how sleep works is the key to mastering it. While Morpheus described the two primary forms of sleep, rapid eye movement, my man. Alex listened carefully. Phase 1. Non-REM sleep consists of 3 distinct phases. The change from awake to asleep is the first phase. In the second, known as light sleep, your core temperature and heart rate both decrease. The third stage, the deepest sleep, is essential for the body's restoration and development. And Morpheus went on to say that most dreaming happens during rapid eye movement time asleep. Your brain is almost as busy when you're asleep in rapid eye movement sleep. Cognitive processes like learning, memory, and creativity all depend on this stage. Next, the pillow went on to detail the stages of a typical night's sleep. A healthy night's sleep is comprised of many cycles, each of which lasts around 90 minutes. As the night goes on, the duration of each stage varies. The idea captivated Alex. It was illuminating to see sleep from a scientific perspective. The little one understood that sleep was more than a simple transition between awake and asleep, and is an intricate and necessary process. For maximum health and happiness, Morpheus said, finish these cycles. Disruptions in these cycles can lead to feelings of fatigue and affect your mood and cognitive abilities, said Morpheus. Something was being set up as Alex took in this new knowledge. In order to overcome Alex's sleep issues, it was necessary to understand the phases of sleep. Sleep no longer seemed to be an enigmatic, uncontrollable phenomenon, but rather a science that could be studied and controlled. An appreciation for sleep that had previously been lacking took root in Alex as Morpheus's words lingered in his thoughts. Alex was prepared to learn more as the quest to regaining peaceful evenings continued. Now that he was safely in bed for the night, Alex turned to Morpheus with an inquisitive mind. Dreams and rapid eye movement. Simple things you brought up, Morpheus. To begin with, what are dreams and why do we experience them? A thoughtful tone crept into Morpheus' voice. Dreams, Alex, are a fascinating part of the sleeping process. You may think of them as an expression of your subconscious. Your most private ideas, worries, and ambitions might find an outlet in your dreams. While Morpheus described how dreams come to fruition during rapid eye movement, Laurent said, Alex paid close attention. According to some hypotheses, dreaming helps the brain work through feelings and memories. Whatever happens throughout the day, even if you aren't aware of it consciously, your dreams may help you cope with it. Dreams, according to Morpheus, are symbolic. Symbols and metaphors are the language that dreams often use to communicate. Gaining insight into your dreams might help you make sense of your waking existence. Curiosity piqued in Alex, because they were often only recollected as ephemeral thoughts or sensations. After one woke up, dreams have long been shrouded in mystery. Morpheus suggested that Alex maintain a notebook in which he could write down his dreams, but think about them later. This practice can help you connect with your inner self, revealing thoughts and emotions that might be hidden during your waking hours. said Morpheus. After our discussion about dreams came to a close, Alex gained a deeper respect for these nocturnal adventures. Dreams were more than simply fleeting pictures. They played an essential role in the slumber process and provided insight into the unconscious mind. Alex felt a stronger connection to the enigmatic realm of sleep after hearing about dreams, that it transformed from an ethereal, unapproachable domain into a vital component of existence, brimming with significance and direction. Alex got into bed the next night, anticipating Morpheus' instruction, where a soft breeze murmured through the open window. We discussed essence and desires last night. Regarding sleep cause physiological effects, however, what are they? In what ways may it impact my physical well-being? Alex inquired, their voice betraying a genuine interest. The tone of Morpheus' response was instructive. Alex, your physical and mental well-being depend on getting enough sleep. Restorative and restorative processes take place in your body when you sleep. Muscles repair themselves and growth hormones are secreted during this period. As a developing kid, this is of the utmost importance. The fellow continued by saying that sleep was essential for proper immunological function as well. A stronger immune system means you're less likely to become sick when you get enough sleep. Cytokines are proteins that aid in the fight against infection and inflammation, and they are produced by your body during deep sleep. Another important topic that Morpheus brought up was the need of sleep for the health of the brain. Memory, focus, and learning recall cognitive processes that rely on sleep. As you sleep, your brain processes and solidifies the events of the previous day. Insomnia raises the risk of neurological diseases and impairs cognitive function. Alex took it all in as he listened. More serious than just feeling weary, the effects of sleep deprivation were starting to become apparent. Restful sleep was fundamental to good health in general. Afterwards, Morpheus discussed the advantages to mental and emotional well-being. Mood regulation and mental health are both impacted by sleep. The regular sleep schedule helps alleviate mental health issues including sadness, worry, and stress. At the end of the class, Alex had a whole new appreciation for slumber. Rather than being a static condition, it was an active process critical to health and wellness. Strong resolve to conquer the sleep problems and fully embrace the rejuvenating effect of sleep washed over Alex as this realization. Later that night, in the calming stillness of the chamber, Alex eagerly anticipated Morpheus' next instruction. Morpheus, I was wondering if you could fill me in on how other cultures saw sleep. Did it ever have the same level of significance? While tucked snugly beneath the blankets, Alex asked. A narrative rhythm crept into Morpheus' speech. Alex, I'd want to transport you to a bygone era. Many ancient civilizations held sleep in high regard. It was thought to be a holy place where the spirit might commune with other dimensions and acquire knowledge. The pillow started telling a story about ancient Greece. People back then thought sleep was a divine blessing. The Greeks had two deities, Gymnos, who was associated with sleep, and Thanos, who was associated with death. They were revered as mild deities who brought tranquility and relaxation. In their honor, temples were constructed, and pilgrims would travel there to get healing and clairvoyance in dreams. The ancient Egyptians, according to Morpheus, saw sleep as a portal to the underworld, where they had conversations with the gods and received their instructions. They had special sleep temples where priests and priestesses would interpret dreams to provide insight and solve problems. The narrative progressed by mentioning other ancient cultures that placed a premium on sleep, such as the Romans and the Chinese. These people likewise believed that sleep was essential to one's well-being, knowledge, and spiritual connection. Inspiring awe, Alex listened intently to these stories. It seems that sleep had always been a sacred, mysterious condition, necessary for the maintenance of not just bodily health, but also mental and spiritual equilibrium. All these legends point to one thing: Sleep has always been an important component of people's lives. According to Morpheus, a period of rest and renewal for spirit and body. If you keep this in mind, you'll be more likely to value and appreciate your own sleep. Echoes of bygone days gave Alex a newfound respect for slumber, a haven that had been treasured and revered by people for all of humankind's ages. It was more than simply a contemporary need. As Morpheus's stories of old sleeping rituals melted into the room's ambient noise, Alex reclined in deep contemplation. The soft light of the moon illuminated the room, creating a tranquil mood. From its scientific significance to its venerated position in ancient civilizations, Alex's mind was brimming with fresh discoveries on sleep. My own reverence for the nocturnal realm have grown as a result of these contemplations. Sleep, Alex came to see, was no more than a simple nightly ritual. It was an intricate journey with profound historical roots and an absolute need for human health. A deep sensation of serenity started to sweep over Alex as these ideas whirled in his head. The feeling of calm and acceptance took the place of the typical restlessness, in opposition to going to bed. After gaining a fresh perspective on the significance of sleep, Alex felt a connection with the many generations who had previously respected and treasured it. When Morpheus spoke, the stillness was broken softly. The tales and information are here to help you embrace sleep as much as to educate you, Alex. Follow led into a calm and collected frame of mind. In the moonlight chamber, Alex nodded, his heart full of appreciation for Morpheus and the path they had traveled together. Beyond its original purpose, the cushion had evolved into a trusted companion, a wellspring of knowledge and solace. The weight of the night fell on Alex's eyelids. Now the typical restlessness that had troubled them felt far away. Its steadfast absence gave way to a peculiar, sleepy eagerness to hit the hay. Alex felt a soft lull into sleep as they closed their eyes, the night's teachings woven into their dreams. Their whole relationship with sleep was being changed by the adventure with Morpheus, not simply Alex's comprehension of it. Alex was having one of the most restful nights, sleep, in quite some time as the night wore on. Alex was effortlessly lulled into a peaceful sleep by the combination of Morpheus's wisdom and a tranquil atmosphere. Alex finally had a peaceful transition between sleep phases after what seemed like an eternity. A good sleep cycle brought peace to a mind that was often anxious and restless. In response to the allure of deep sleep, the body, which is often tight and uneasy, retreated to the soothing depths of the bed. While in this meditative state, Alex felt the restorative effects of sleep for himself. Muscles loosened up and healed, and the immune system got a boost. The body felt revitalized. As this was happening, the brain was busy consolidating memories and making meaning of emotions based on the events of the day. Thoughts and inspiration swelled and receded like gentle waves, each one leaving a little mark. Alex hardly moved as the first rays of morning light filtered into the room. I had never felt anything like this sense of awakening after a deep, rejuvenating sleep before. After what seemed like an eternity, a renewed sensation of energy and revitalization finally settled in. The under-eye bags, a perennial symptom of insomnia, were less prominent, and concentration and clarity returned to the mind. With a grateful grin on his face, Alex sat up in bed and gazed over at Morpheus. Morpheus, I am grateful for what seemed like an eternity. Last night I slept well, and knew improved me. Despite his quiet demeanor, Morpheus exuded an air of comfort and contentment. Alex, I'm pleased. Stay tuned, since this is just the start. There is a great deal more to discover and know. You will grow closer to the realm of restful slumber as we continue on this path together. With a renewed sense of hope and excitement for the evenings to come, Alex nodded. The lectures from Morpheus were more than simply information. They were life-altering events that helped Alex finally find peace while sleeping. A renewed sense of purpose and optimism are met with the arrival of the next day. Armed with the rejuvenating power of a good night's sleep, Alex was prepared to take on the day's difficulties and delights. On the road to a lifetime of healthy, balanced sleep, Alex reached a major milestone on his first night of improved sleep with Morpheus. Chapter 3: Overcoming Nightmare's Courage in Darkness. Now that Alex had mastered the art of sleep, he encountered a new obstacle in nightmares. After having a disturbing dream one night, Alex woke up frightened, his pulse pounding, and a cold perspiration drenching the blankets. The familiar warmth of the bed seemed far away, and the room's shadows became thicker. Alex looked to the pillow for solace, recalling Morpheus as the recent giver of direction and insight. Morpheus, Alex muttered into the darkness. My nightmare was very upsetting. The reality was terrifying and unreal. Why does this persist despite my efforts to improve my sleep hygiene? The soothing sound of Morpheus' voice resounded across the space. Dreams are a normal aspect of getting some shut-eye, Alex. They mirror our worries, concerns, or even the stress of daily life. Always keep in mind that your dreams, good and bad, are just your mind's way of trying to make sense of the world. The first surge of terror began to fade as Alex listened. Part of the journey, Morpheus said, is facing. Comprehending your nightmares. They provide a chance for self-improvement and emotional healing. But they may also be frightening. After then, Morpheus gave advice on how to cope with terrifying dreams. After waking up from a nightmare, give yourself a little time to relax. Take a few deep breaths and tell yourself you're secure. Making out of your nightmare could also assist. As a result, its effectiveness may decrease, and in certain cases, hidden worries or pressures may become apparent. In the dark, Alex nodded, comforted by Morpheus' words. Even though it was terrifying, the nightmare was necessary for the journey's advancement. It was a stepping stone on the road to sleep mastery. The terror that had engulfed them started to dissipate as Alex got back into bed. Alex felt prepared to confront nightmares after hearing Morpheus' counsel, to see them not as adversaries, but as teachers leading to self-discovery. The subject of controlling one's fears and nightmares returned the next night as Alex and Morpheus laid in bed together. Morpheus, what can I do to control my anxiety when I have nightmares? Are they real and scary? Alex inquired, their voice betraying a tinge of fear. Morpheus sounded sympathetic in his response. Alex, it's okay to be scared. This is the brain's method of warning you of pain. However, you may learn to control your anxiety and make your nightmares less severe. A few methods were started to be explained by the Coziest. Establishing a regular nighttime ritual. It helps you unwind and feels comfortable should be your first priority. Doing things like reading a relaxing book, listening to music that puts you at peace, or even just taking a few deep breaths may help. Calm mind is less likely to have nightmares. In addition, Morpheus recommended picturing a good outcome. Create an imaginary scene or location where you are content and secure before you go to sleep. You may create a pleasant atmosphere for your aspirations by doing this. Taking care of the mundane, everyday concerns was another critical component. Every now and again, our dreams reflect our day-to-day anxieties. Reducing the frequency of negative nightmares may be achieved by addressing these concerns throughout the day. Perspective is powerful, as Morpheus also stressed. Your nightmare was merely a product of your imagination, so the next time you wake up from one, tell yourself that. As time goes on, this exercise might help alleviate the anxiety that comes with nightmares. As he took it all in, Alex listened carefully. I found it motivating to think about ways to manage my fear and make dreams less scary. After hearing Morpheus' advice, Alex felt more prepared to face the night's obstacles. Alex got ready for bed as the night became darker by using a new strategy to deal with anxiety and nightmares. It was becoming clear that the goal of the adventure with Morpheus had shifted from only learning to sleep to fully comprehending and controlling the intricacies of the dream realm. Alex felt at ease in the room's reassuring darkness, prepared for another lesson from Morpheus. "May I ask you, Morpheus, to tell me a tale? Perhaps it's about a person who conquered their worst fears." Alex inquired in the hopes of drawing motivation from a story. The narrative tone was adopted by Morpheus' voice. "Alex, I am grateful. A heroic man called Aaron once lived in an era full of myths and stories, and I'd like to tell you a story. Our hero, for his generosity and bravery, encountered a formidable obstacle at the beginning of the tale in a little hamlet. Night after night, he would awaken from a nightmare filled with terrifying monsters and impossible challenges. He felt exhausted from these nightmares, and they clouded his days. Aaron sought the counsel of a local sage in his dogged pursuit of a solution to his nightmares. Similar to how I did, the wise man gave advice and counsel. The creatures in Aaron's nightmares, he explained to him, were just reflections of his own uncertainties and anxieties. In order to overcome them, he has to face them, comprehend them. In his dreams, Cain set out on a quest. Every night, he bravely confronted the creatures, eager to comprehend their meaning. His anxieties of rejection, loss, and the unknown manifested as these creatures he gradually came to understand. Now that he knew this, Aaron dealt with the dreams differently. He started to accept and cherish the animals rather than resist them. Recognizing and comprehending his worries allowed him to conquer them. He discovered, near the end of the novel, Aaron had one more dream in which he faced the biggest and scariest monster he had ever encountered. Instead of becoming angry, Aaron extended a hand of kindness and tolerance. The nightmares ended as the monster, which had been horrifying before, became a harmless one. Morpheus wrapped up the narrative. Trian, journey teaches us that facing our fears, understanding them, and accepting them can transform our nightmares into sources of strength and insight. Motivated by Tyrion's courage and metamorphosis, Alex reclined in bed. A metaphor for Alex's own battle with dreams, the narrative went beyond just a simple tale of ancient times. Alex felt prepared to confront and comprehend their own dreams, transforming fear into bravery with this fresh viewpoint. Reading about Carrion gave Alex the will to confront their own demons. "Morpheus, what can I do before I go to sleep to help calm my mind? The need for knowledge on how to have a restful sleep," Alex inquired. "Oh, establishing a soothing pre-bedding ritual is paramount," Morpheus started. "I'll begin with your immediate surroundings. Your bedroom should be cold, dark, and peaceful if you want to get a good night's rest. The right bedding, including a soft mattress and supportive pillows, is essential for getting a good night's sleep," and Morpheus zeroed down on things that help people unwind. Calming exercises are best done around an hour before bedtime. Things like doing light yoga or stretching, listening to soothing music, or reading a book might fall into this category. Your body will get the message that it's time to relax from these pursuits. It was also stressed how important it is to turn off all electrical gadgets. Your sleep cycle may be disturbed by the blue light emitted by displays. If you can, turn off all electronic devices at least 1 hour before you want to go to sleep. The worry notebook was another idea that Morpheus brought to the table. Keep a notebook and jot down your ideas and problems whenever you feel your mind rushing. Doing so will help you relax and give you the confidence to deal with these issues first thing in the morning. At last, Morpheus offered advice on how to unwind. Try some visualization or deep breathing exercises. Imagine a tranquil setting as you close your eyes and concentrate on the finer points. This does double duty as a mental relaxant and a tool for a more serene night's sleep. Listen, to avoid night terrors and have a peaceful night's sleep, it made sense to establish a regimen that attended to the mind as well as the body. That evening, Alex heeded Morpheus' counsel. A pleasant temperature was maintained, the lighting was reduced, and the phone was tucked away. While lying in bed, Alex wrote down some thoughts and feelings that had been bothering him during the day. In the end, Alex lay down and tried deep breathing, which helped him feel more relaxed with each breath. Alex had a feeling of calmness as he drew near to sleep. A calmness had settled over the body and soul. The peaceful night, untouched by nightmares, seemed imminent. Armed with the newfound information and a soothing nighttime regimen, Alex felt ready to face the night. Nightmare anxiety lingered in the background, but Alex felt more prepared to deal with them. A nightmare started to play out that night as Alex sank into a deep slumber. In Alex's dream, they heard a foreboding woodland shrouded in a heavy fog. The distant shadows danced, and the air was filled with unsettling noises. Echoing Morpheus's words of wisdom, Alex made an effort to maintain composure. The pounding pulse rate was calmed by taking deep breaths. Alex recalled Tyrion's backstory and the strategy he used while confronting the monsters in his dreams. In a dream, Alex chose to face his fears, rather than flee or fight them. At first, Alex wanted to run away as the darkness got closer. However, Alex mustered all the bravery they demanded to remain steadfast. As Alex turned to face the darkness, he was started to see everyone he knew from his life, including classmates, relatives, and friends, start to fade away. As the dream progressed, Alex began to communicate with these entities, revealing their deepest, darkest secrets. A feeling of relief and comprehension washed over me after every discussion. Once a terrifying experience, the nightmare was now providing a chance to work through difficult emotions. The sensation had transformed from fear to relief by the time Alex regained consciousness. The dream finished on a note of self-discovery and enlightenment, despite its horrific beginnings. The dreams Alex came to understand were manifestations of his own anxieties and inner struggles rather than figments of his imagination. The course of Alex's trip was dramatically altered by this event. Alex felt a surge of confidence and strength after facing and making meaning of his dreams. Once a battlefield of terror, the night was now a blank slate for growth and discovery. Something life-altering happened to Alex the night after. Anxieties and worries that had previously consumed Alex's evenings started to fade away as the days went by. The terror of the dreams had diminished, yet they were still there. They went from being horrific occurrences to less frequent and milder ones. Part of this shift was Alex's new strategy for getting into bed, which he inherited from Morpheus. A new feeling of mastery and comprehension had emerged as a result of the soothing routine, the journaling exercise, and methods for controlling nightmares. Always there to lend a helping hand and provide sound advice, Morpheus persisted. "Hey, Alex, you're doing well in class. Nightmares are more than simply something to be afraid of. And that besides that something important is trying to get your attention. With this knowledge, you can control them." Instead of fear, Alex would go to bed each night with an air of expectancy and wonder. Dreaming became an exciting journey, a chance to discover the innermost recesses of one's psyche. Now I was ready to meet my nightmares head-on, seeing them as chances for self-discovery and development. The way Alex spent his days was also significantly affected by this change. Mornings of drowsiness and exhaustion were a thing of the past. On the contrary, Alex felt revitalized upon waking, his thoughts clear and his soul renewed. Dark bags beneath the eyes started to disappear, and Alex's walk took on a new vigor. Not only that, but Alex's parents also saw the shift. They saw their child's positive attitude, increased energy, and growing interest in everything around them. They started to feel better, and the expressions of anxiety and depression that had been on their faces for a long time started to fade. During one night's bedtime ritual, Alex turned to Morpheus and said, "You have proven to me that I am capable of facing my nightmares. I never imagined I could. Deal with them and use what you learn from them." "Excuse me, Morpheus." It was a reaction brimming with pride that Morpheus gave. "It was a good effort from you, Alex. Never stop learning about your dreams and how they work. There is a fresh beginning, a chance to develop and learn with every passing night." The feeling of contentment and achievement washed over Alex at night as he slipped into slumber. Not only did the voyage with Morpheus improve her sleep, but it also helped her get a greater grasp of who she was. The once terrifying evenings were now calm journeys, filled with fresh wisdom and power. Chapter 4: The Secrets of Restful Sleep. The emphasis moved from Alex's previous quest with Morpheus to comprehending how the sleeping environment affects the quality of sleep as they resumed their trip together. When the sun was setting and casting a warm light over the room, Alex spoke to Morpheus and said, "Morpheus, how important is the environment in which I sleep?" "Extremely crucial, Alex," Morpheus responding. "How well you slumber is highly dependent on your sleeping conditions. Making a place that tells your body and mind it's time to sleep is just as important as making sure you're comfortable." Morpheus started to describe the essentials of a perfect bedroom. "You should start by thinking about the room's lighting. Darkness and low light levels signal the brain to release the sleep hormone melatonin. For rooms with plenty of natural light, using blackout curtains or a face mask may be a lifesaver." There was a sudden muting of voices. For restful sleep, a peaceful setting is necessary. If you're having trouble blocking out ambient noise, try using earplugs or a white noise generator. After that, we moved on to the topic of temperature. For a good night's sleep, a temperature of around 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, is recommended. Adjust your core temperature by moving to a colder room. This will put you to sleep. The supportive mattress and pillows were also stressed by Morpheus. Make sure your body is properly supported by your bed. If you suffer from physical pain or discomfort, investing in the correct mattress and pillow may have a profound impact. Finally, Morpheus said to do your best to avoid being interrupted by electrical devices. Both the light and the mental stimulation from electronic gadgets may make it very difficult to fall or stay asleep. Thing to maintain a bedroom devoid of electronic devices. Alex used this information to his advantage and made a number of adjustments to the bedroom. The old mattress was exchanged for a more supportive one, and blackout curtains were put in its place. To further block out the outside noise, Alex began to use a white noise app on a gadget outside the bedroom. The impact of these alterations was felt right away. The space seemed more like a haven made especially for slumber. Alex found that both getting to sleep and staying asleep were much simpler. The surroundings, which was previously disregarded, suddenly played a crucial role in Alex's quest for improved sleep. As the next night rolled around, Alex felt more at ease in his lounge sleeping quarters and wondered what was next in his quest for better sleep. "Morpheus, what else can I do to sleep better?" I asked Alex. The next crucial element is establishing a consistent sleep routine. Morpheus spoke out. The regular sleep schedule helps regulate your body's internal clock and improves the quality of your sleep. In his description of a good night's sleep, Morpheus highlighted its essential elements. Even on weekends, make an effort to adhere to a regular bedtime and waking time. Your body's sleep-wake cycle is strengthened by consistency. The significance of having a per-bedtime ritual was also highlighted. Learn to unwind in the hours leading up to nighttime. Things like reading, soaking in a warm bath, or light stretching might fall into this category. Engaging in these activities sends a message to your brain telling it to relax. Plus, Morpheus said not to do anything exciting just before you turn in for the night. Just before you hit the hay for the night. Cut off the big meals, caffeine, and strenuous activity. These things could make it hard for you to get to sleep. Finally, Morpheus recommended a method for calming the mind. Clear your head by engaging in mindfulness or meditation. A little bit of deep breathing before bed may do wonders for getting a good night's rest. After giving it some thought, Alex decided to start a nighttime regimen. Now, dinner was served earlier in the evening, and after that, people would typically unwind by reading a book or listening to soothing music. Although it was difficult at first, particularly on weekends, the routine of a predetermined time to go to bed and get up eventually became second nature. Eventually, these alterations began to have results. Alex started to feel drowsier at the same time every night. He found it easier to wake up in the mornings. As the body and mind adjusted to the new pattern, the quality of sleep improved night after night. Alex reached yet another important milestone in his quest when he established a regular sleep schedule. It improved the quality of sleep by instituting a routine and a feeling of order throughout the night. Now that Alex had a regular nighttime routine in a cozy bedroom, he was excited to find out more about how to get the best sleep possible. Morpheus, does what I eat and do before bed affect my sleep? As Alex settled into the new, comfortable bed, he inquired. No doubt about it, Morpheus said. Diet and pre-bedtime activities play a significant role in how well you sleep. Morpheus started off by talking about eating habits. Eating a big or heavy meal just before bed might make you nauseous and make it hard to sleep. A few hours before you plan to turn in for the night, eat your final substantial meal. Banana or a bowl of cereal is a good choice for a light snack if you're hungry just before bed. After that, the pillow spoke about how alcohol and caffeine affect the body. Coffee, tea, and some sodas all contain caffeine, which may make you feel drowsy. Caffeine isn't ideal for late afternoon and nighttime consumption. Similarly, alcohol may induce drowsiness at first, but it will likely keep you awake at night. Next, Morpheus moved on to activities, stressing the need of rest. Take part in relaxing activities 1 hour before going to sleep. Activities like reading, listening to soothing music, or doing light yoga might fit this bill. Stay away from things that make you nervous, such as viewing violent movies or having argumentative conversations. A method for relaxing was also proposed by Morpheus. Have a warm bath before turning in for the night. The ebb and flow of core body temperature might induce sleepiness. After hearing this, Alex changed the way he did things in the evenings. Alex started paying closer attention to what he ate before bed and started eating earlier in the day. A new night-day practice of sipping herbal tea was instituted, and caffeine use was restricted to the mornings. Reading and listening to calming music became bedtime rituals, creating a serene and restful environment. A discernible difference was made by these dietary and lifestyle adjustments. Alex had less trouble nodding off and had less disruptions throughout the night. Both the body and the mind were more ready for sleep. Thus, they had a better night's rest. One further step Alex took towards getting best sleep possible was including healthy meals and calming activities into his nightly routine. It was an adventure that was becoming better and better with every night that went by. Alex worked hard to incorporate the new information and food and nighttime activities into his routine as the days went by. Even the little adjustments were having a big impact. Every night, Alex watched how these changes impacted his capacity to go to sleep and remain asleep. Evenings were more pleasant as a result of the earlier and lighter meals. The usual feelings of heaviness and restlessness after a late Big supper or lesson for Alex. Snacking on less sweet or hefty options made it easier to get a good night's rest when necessary. Reducing caffeine consumption was difficult for Alex, particularly in the afternoons when he normally had his coffee. The advantage, however, was obvious. Because there was no coffee in the evenings, I found it much simpler to relax and get ready for bed. Alex started looking forward to the nightly routine since it included soothing activities. A relaxing way to wind down after a busy day was to read a book and listen to soothing music. Taking a warm bath before bed helped me relax and be ready for sleep. A more regular sleep schedule began for Alex as these adjustments became second nature. In addition to a more restorative night's sleep, I was able to fall asleep more quickly. Over time, the sporadic nighttime disruptions diminished, and I no longer experienced drowsiness upon awakening. Morpheus listened intently as Alex relayed these findings to him. Alex, you're really going somewhere. In order to ensure a restful night's sleep, it's important to pay attention to your meals and nightly routines. Although these adjustments weren't huge at first, they improved Alex's sleep quality with time. It became apparent that several parts of everyday living, including food consumption and nighttime activities, were engaged in excellent sleep hygiene. A better, more balanced lifestyle was the result of Alex's adventure with Morpheus, which was changing not just the nights but also the days. The question came to Alex one night as he lay in bed, I'm all ready for sleep. Morpheus, I've learned a lot of useful things from you about how to get a better night's rest. But how about conventional knowledge? Were there any previous ideas or customs around relaxing and unwinding? With a hint of intrigue, Alex inquired. With a touch of longing, Morpheus lowered his voice. To be sure, Alex, different cultures have long had different views on the importance of sleep. Their words of wisdom are worth sharing with you. The old Roman value of cotium started to come through in the Palos warlords. Reading, thinking about nature, and having leisurely talks were all examples of odium, which was the habit of doing things that were relaxing and good for the body and mind. It was considered crucial for maintaining a healthy and balanced lifestyle. Yangsheng, which meaning luster during life, is the Chinese concept that Morpheus went on to explain. This way of thinking stressed living in tune with nature, eating healthily, meditating, and doing light activities like Tai Chi. Many people thought these rituals would help them live longer, healthier lives, and get a better night's rest. The Ayurveda was practiced in ancient India, Morpheus described. In Ayurveda, approach to health is the idea of maintaining harmony between one's physical, mental, and spiritual selves. To maintain this equilibrium, it suggests regular sleep schedules, healthy eating habits, and relaxation techniques like yoga and meditation. Morpheus saw that there was a similar thread running across all of these old rituals. Every one of them understood the need of maintaining a steady equilibrium in their everyday lives. People used to think of rest and relaxation as more than just doing nothing. They were essential to their health and renewal. These ton-haunted views on relaxation captivated Alex as he listened. The methods may have been old, but the knowledge was relevant even today. It served as a gentle reminder that everyone, forevermore, strives for the golden ratio of restful sleep and a life in harmony. Alex found inspiration in these timeless teachings and started implementing some of them into his everyday life. Scheduled activities included reading in solitude, going on walks in the park, and even doing yoga go. These pursuits not only helped me relax and unwind in the evenings, but they also helped me stay balanced and focused throughout the day. The combination of Alex's knowledge of contemporary methods for sleep and relaxation with the old traditions and by Morpheus made for a more complete strategy. It was an all-encompassing plan for having peaceful nights and energetic days, combining old with the modern. It had been a few weeks since Alex and Morpheus set off on their adventure. With his arsenal of ancient knowledge and practical guidance, Alex had been steadily elevating the quality of sleep night after night. But there was a night that stood out as a watershed moment. It is the night Alex had his finest night's sleep ever. It seems like the stars had aligned perfectly that night. With its low lighting and pleasant temperature, the bedroom was a haven of peace and quiet. The bedtime ritual, which included reading, gentle stretching, and some reflective quiet time, was soothing and pleasant. Alex felt completely at ease and prepared to sleep as he climbed into bed. No longer burdened by the cares and concerns of the day, the mind relaxed and found tranquility. The body was prepared to welcome sleep's healing power since it was naturally weary, not exhausted. Alex had no trouble falling asleep that night. Each step of the sleep cycle was painless and unbroken. Dreams came and went, but each one evoked interest rather than dread or worry. The sensation of completion that came from that night's sleep was the most astonishing thing about it. Feeling revitalized and revitalized, Alex awoke the next morning. It felt like a complete mental and physical reboot. Not only was I not drowsy as usual, but I also felt energized and focused all day long. When Alex told Morpheus about it, he couldn't contain his enthusiasm. Last night was really amazing, Morpheus. It wasn't like I slept. It was like I escaped to a peaceful, otherworldly realm. Can you describe the sensation of a good night's sleep? In his response, Morpheus sounded proud of himself. Alex, I agree. What you went through was the very definition of a good night's sleep. The quality of your sleep is more important than the amount of sleep you get. A soothing voyage of sleep may be yours when your mind and body are in sync, when your surroundings and routines are in sync. In Alex's life, this event marked a turning point. It was an undeniable sign of the journey's progress and the significant changes that had taken place. The teachings of Morpheus have altered not just Alex's evenings, but also his days. Acknowledging sleep as an integral and delightful component of life was the overarching theme of the voyage with Morpheus, rather than only conquering sleep difficulties. Knowing that going to sleep every night would bring him health and pleasure, Alex eagerly anticipated each night's adventure. Chapter 5. The Final Lesson and Farewell. A melancholy tone settled in as Alex's trip with Morpheus entered its last chapter. As the night sky became darker, Alex laid in bed, gazing at Morpheus. Morpheus, you have educated me much. Now that I'm older, I really look forward to going to bed. With sincere appreciation in their voice, Alex expressed their faithfulness for everything. An affectionate, I am glad to have been your guide, Alex, was Morpheus' response. Keep in mind that getting a decent night's sleep is an ongoing process. Every new unit here will help you sleep well for the rest of your life, not just tonight. The journey's lessons were on Alex's mind. Every step, from learning about the science of sleep to dealing with nightmares, making my bedroom more sleep-friendly, and finally adopting old wisdom, had been life-changing. Rest, which had been an unreachable stranger, had transformed into a beloved companion. In further ways, Alex had been transformed by the voyage. An uplifted mood, more energy and assurance throughout the day, sharper concentration in the classroom, and general health and happiness were all noticeable improvements. Alex was so much more present and involved that even his connections with his loved ones improved. A lot more than simply sleep has been taught to me. From this experience, I have learned the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, finding my balance, and taking care of myself, Alex remarked. The wisdom imparted by Morpheus had permeated all facets of existence, even beyond the domain of slumber. That is the true essence of our journey, Morpheus said, detecting Alex's transformation. You can't live, think, and take care of yourself without sleep, which is why it's so important. An overwhelming feeling of contentment and fulfillment washed over Alex as the night progressed. The adventure with Morpheus had changed Alex's life and would have lasting effects on him. While they were spending their last night together, Morpheus taught Alex a valuable lesson. Alex, I want to have a conversation with you about finding a balance between your life and sleep tonight. Realize that your sleep and wake cycles are interdependent on one another in your everyday routine. How lifestyle choices affect the quality of sleep was described by Morpheus. How you spend your days has a direct impact on the quality of your sleep at night. One example is the significance of physical exercise. If you exercise often, especially first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon, you will find that you sleep much better. Next, the pillow discussed how crucial it is to take care of one's mental health. The sleep is dependent on two things: managing stress and keeping a cheerful attitude. Mindfulness and thankfulness are great ways to keep your emotions in check, which may lead to more restful sleep. A comprehensive strategy was stressed by Morpheus. Getting a good night's rest is about more than that. Everything from your daily routine to your emotional and mental well-being is a part of it. A healthy life and good sleep are the results of maintaining a balance among all these factors. Incorporating these words into his own perspective, Alex embarked on a journey with Morpheus to achieve a balance in life, not only to overcome sleep troubles. Morpheus' lessons culminated in this last lesson. They incorporated all of Alex's knowledge into a holistic strategy for not just sleeping, but for everyday life in general. With the night coming to an end, Alex felt fulfilled. Every facet of existence, like its effect on slumber, has been traversed on this voyage. In Alex's journey towards total wellness, this realization was a major turning point. As they drew to a close, Morpheus chose to tell a touching tale on the value of sleep. Alex paid close attention, wanting to take in every nugget of knowledge. The story begins with a diligent carpenter, Carbacane living in a lively hamlet, as told by Morpheus. Devotion and perseverance were hallmarks of Elian's character. He worked non-stop from the break of dawn to nightfall, certain that sleep was an unnecessary luxury. As events progressed, we saw how Elian's relationships and health started to suffer as a result of his dogged work ethic. He lost his temper, his productivity dropped, and he stopped making time for himself and his loved ones. An elder wise lady from the hamlet noted Eolian's exhaustion one day when they crossed paths. In response to her inquiry about his life, Elian boasted about the many hours he had put in at the office. The bow that is always strung will eventually snap, the wise lady replied after listening carefully. You need to relax and loosen your grip and recharge your soul. Elian listened carefully to what she said. Morpheus continued. He learned to work smarter, not harder. By scheduling breaks, he made sure to get adequate sleep, spend time with his family, and enjoy his hobbies. There was a tremendous shift in Elian. Not only did he feel better physically, but he also discovered new happiness in his career and personal life. He understood that taking a break wasn't only a break from work. It is crucial to his overall health. The tale touched Alex deeply. It said volumes mirroring the ordeal he had endured with Morpheus. Sleep and relaxation are not just bodily requirements, but also fundamental to a well-rounded existence, as the tale that Elian served to remind. With Morpheus drawing to a close, Alex was overcome with appreciation for the bedtime stories that had not only taught him about the cycles of life, but also given them a deeper appreciation for them. The sudden and deep epiphany hit Alex as his time with Morpheus drew to a close. Alex pondered the significance of the voyage as he lay in bed, gazing at the stars outside the window. Overcoming a sleep problem was just the beginning of the personal development and discovery process. Alex thought back on the early doubt, the interest, and the slow but steady dawn of comprehension. From Morpheus' lessons on sleep science to the ancient wisdom of rest, each one had unlocked a new realm of understanding. The new way of life was shaped by the lessons of nightmare control, the significance of a sleep environment that is hospitable, and the balance of life's activities. The takeaway was obvious: night sleep was only the beginning of what we learned. A focus on maintaining a healthy and well-rounded lifestyle. Rest was not an afterthought, but an integral element of life that was bound up with everything else. Alex realized that practicing mindfulness, keeping a healthy work-life balance, and practicing excellent sleep hygiene were all ways to improve his sleep or overall well-being. I felt empowered after this realization. It gave Alex a feeling of empowerment and contentment he had never felt before. Alex had gone from being a youngster who didn't get enough sleep to a healthy, happy adult after his adventure with Morpheus. The knowledge gained would serve as a beacon, not just for the future, but for the whole course of existence. At night, as Alex slipped into slumber, a profound feeling of appreciation and an understanding of the genuine worth of this remarkable voyage of Morpheus washed over him. The time has come for Alex and Morpheus to have their last chat. The mixture of nostalgia and melancholy filled the room as Alex lay in bed, illuminated by a gentle nightlight. "Please know how much I appreciate all you've taught me, Morpheus." Alex expressed their sense of loss for the conversations, their voice betraying their feelings. Morpheus responded with a touch of tenderness and care. "Oh, Alex, I am really honored to have guided you on this extraordinary voyage. You now embody all of the knowledge and insight that you have gained. Even if I go, the wisdom and routines you've established will remain with you forever." Anxieties and appreciation danced in Alex's heart. The talking pillow had been there for me during a life-altering transition, more than just as a navigator. Keep in mind the importance of sleep as you progress on your path. May the wisdom we've imparted help you maintain healthy equilibrium in your life, Morpheus said. Those were the last words that caused the enchantment that had brought Morpheus to life to start to wear off. The light from the pillow faded out, and the wise and comforting voice gradually became quiet. For some time, Alex lay there, clutching the cushion, which was now nothing more than a regular pillow. The enchantment may have faded, but the impression it made was immeasurable. There was a feeling of calm and preparedness to go forward as Alex closed their eyes after a deeply felt farewell. Our adventure with Morpheus was over. Our real adventure with life, full of lessons and revelations, was just starting. Alex began a new chapter in his life in the days after his last discussion with Morpheus. A better comprehension of sleep and a more balanced attitude to everyday life were two outcomes of the lessons learned via the talking pillow. Now, Alex would wake up each morning with energy and excitement. No longer did I have to face the world with a state of constant irritation and weariness. Alex started paying more attention in class and was more involved, which led to higher marks and more friends. The favorable shift was recognized by friends and instructors, who constantly commented on the increased energy and cheerfulness. The nights, which used to be a time of nervousness and fidgeting, were now times of peace and looking forward to a good night's sleep. Alex continued to incorporate the practices into his life, such as going to bed at the same time every day, creating a peaceful bedroom, eating mindfully, and learning relaxation methods. In addition, a more profound concern for one's own health had been aroused by the voyage with Morpheus. Alex started reading up on topics like mental health, physical fitness, and good eating. A newfound enthusiasm for learning and bettering oneself propelled Alex forward on the path to a healthy, balanced future. Alex would reflect on the incredible voyage with Morpheus as he laid in bed every night. Though it was suddenly quiet, the talking pillow's words of wisdom resounded throughout Alex's life. With the teachings regarding sleep, balance, and overall health, now deeply embedded in his mind. Alex was being guided towards a future that was full of hope and possibility. A profound feeling of optimism and anticipation washed over Alex as he gazed out the window at the sky. The struggles with sleep had been a watershed moment that brought about self-discovery and a deeper appreciation for the value of a well-rounded lifestyle. Even though Alex's adventure with Morpheus had come to an end, his enlightened and wishing journey through life was just beginning. Alex was prepared to welcome the future, one peaceful night at a time, with an attitude of appreciation and knowledge gained from his experiences.